Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen again at MikeCollin.com, MikeCollin.com. All right, so this is going to be more about Narcissist, okay? The scary creatures, right? Remember, it's just a mask. I'm trying to think of another one. They're little tiny mouse behind the mask. It's all an illusion, just like the Wizard of Oz. And I'll talk about the Wizard of Oz in a couple of videos down the road, okay? Because it's about Narcissist. There's a lot of videos. There's a lot of songs. In fact, on my homepage right now, go to MikeCollin.com. I've got 3 songs on there. It's about, you just scroll down a little bit, and you see 3 little videos. That band, all their songs are about narcissists and empaths. All of it. Okay. It's been around forever. There was a song from like the 70s. It was kind of like not a hippie song, but God, I just posted on my Facebook. I'm gonna have to go look it up. But it's all about narcissism, and it was a huge hit. But no one knew it. Like, oh man, now that I listen, like, fuck, it is. Like, yeah, it's totally about it. All right, so it's everywhere, people. All right, so you're gonna realize narcissists are these little tiny scared little beings, and when you see that, like I said in the last video, it's a celebration. You're gonna be like, oh my god, you're gonna be able to, here's the first thing, you're going to be able to breathe deep. It's going to be amazing. Oh, it feels so good to breathe, to breathe deep and without having to force it. And that's why a lot of people have to do breathing techniques because they're all fucking tight. Well, you're tight because you've been getting fucked with your whole life by a narcissist and you're fucking scared, right? When you get out of the panic attack, you're going to fucking breathe deep. All right, so I'm going to talk about Narcissist, and I'm going to do my best here. This is kind of a challenging piece right here. So this is understanding narcissists. Again, you want to go through the celebration. You want to breathe deep. You have to understand what you're dealing with. And you have to be able to identify them. The other thing is, the more you understand them, the more you're like, they're not fucking smart. Like, no, they're not. A typical trait of, now remember, okay, I'm talking about covert narcissists, okay? That's what my video series is about. I'm not talking about overt, okay? That's a different creature. And I don't want to say I have respect for them, but I do like it. I think I respect them more than a covert. And I'll tell you why. Because they're not hiding. They're not little bitches. All right. All right. So, when you see how scared the covert narcissist is, your fear is gonna go away. You're gonna be like, whoa. But here's the deal: you have to see them. Like I said in the last 2 or 3 videos, it's like if a leopard walks by and you're out in the jungles or whatever, wherever leopards are, and maybe on the desert, I don't know, not the desert, but the I forget the name of that, call it the tundra. If you don't know what a leopard looks like, one could walk right in front of you, and you're like, wow, what a beautiful kitty, and you want to reach out and pet it, like a dumbass, because it's gonna bite your hand off. Well, that's the same thing we're dealing with narcissists. If you can't see them, you're going to have to keep dealing with them. And that's the thing. When you go through the celebration stage, you pop open, and all of a sudden you look all the way back in your lifetime, going, oh my God, this guy was a narcissist, she was a narcissist, my mom was a narcissist, that person, my boss, my former boss, my coworker, the person who said they were my best friend. Oh God, they use that a lot. That is a red flag. But you're like my brother, you're like my best friend. It's like best friends don't say that unless something traumatic happens, but man, these guys will. And here's what one red flag. I'm going to put this in the red flag list. I want to make a red flag list. Is they will just continually tell you this. And after a while, you're like, okay, I get it. After 6 months or a year or 2 years, like, yeah, we're best friends. You're like brother to me. Like, why do you keep saying it? Because they're narcissists. Because they're lying to you. Okay, now that's a good place to start this off. Okay. Okay, so this is a perfect place. So one of the things, and a real big red flag about a narcissist is they don't make sense. But just knowing that isn't going to help you. Because there's a lot of people that don't make sense. You need to be able to see a difference between a friend of yours that's just confused on a subject, or they're just tired in that moment, or they're angry, or they can't explain it in a way that you can understand. That's a different subject, okay? I'm talking about people where everything is confusing, like something is not right here. Well, number one, they do use the art of confusion on purpose. But there's another thing behind it. They're different. They are radically different when it comes to their brain and their wiring. They're not wired to their emotions. They're up here. They're stuck. They are not wired down there, okay, like you and I are. So, um, they lie a lot. Now, here's the thing. Okay, here's what it's. Okay, watch this. Remember, a narcissist got hurt really bad when they were really, really young. So what they did was they escaped from their emotions. Like, fuck this. I don't want to feel my emotions because it hurts. So they run up into their logical brain and they literally hide behind their logic to not feel emotional pain. So here's the problem. They did that at a super young age. I don't know if it was 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. They never, when the social development stages between 7 and 14, they never develop social skills. They don't understand how to naturally interact with people at all. So they have to put on a big con job. That's why they're always analyzing you and they're analyzing people, and they read books on human behavior and they're trying to figure shit out, right? But they're not trying to figure shit out to help people. They're trying to figure shit out how to act like I'm one of you, so they can manipulate you. So it's the intention, right? So that's another story. I'll do a video on that later. So what's the word? They're mechanical and they don't understand social behavior. So one of the things they will do is because, okay, the emotional system is processed through the right brain. The right brain is called the emotional processor. See, hear, feel, smell, and taste. That's why a lot of women like to bring men into the present moment, because our mating system has a nerve that connects to the right brain. And if you're in your logical brain, you're disconnected from your emotions and feelings. Well, in order for a woman to make love to you, she has to connect to her emotions and feelings. Otherwise, it's disconnected. It's weird. It feels weird. Like, what are you doing, dude? So it actually wouldn't. That's another subject. I wrote a book called Cracked Female Code, and I've been teaching that course for over 25 years. Huge discoveries in that course, okay? And a lot of stuff I'm going to introduce to you, like, well, how come no one else is talking about this stuff? Because it's not out there. So now I'm applying the stuff I was teaching in my course to narcissism. Because I started noticing when some people would come to my course, it'd be 1 out of 10 men approximately, and they couldn't get it. They couldn't do the basics. Like, the number one thing is to be internal, to be emotionally grounded. They just couldn't do it. I've actually had a couple do it and then pop out of it and be like, oh, and that one actually goes, fuck that. I'm like, what do you mean? That feels good. Everyone else is like, wow, this feels really good, man. That's amazing. And then they go out in public and suddenly they feel comfortable approaching women, talking to women, and getting in a relationship. But narcissists, they don't want to open up because it's called being emotionally grounded. That's the system they've been like, screw that. I'm out of there. I'm high up in my castle. And that's what they are. They're up in their brain, just like, trying to act like okay, this is exactly where I'm going with this. Because they're not emotionally grounded, they will tell you, I'm emotionally grounded, from their logical voice. Now, listen to my voice now. And now listen to my voice. Do you hear the difference? Does one sound more analytical, more logical, more controlled? Right? And that's the thing of narcissists. They control everything. My neighbor said that. He said, well, I'm not in control then. I've got to be in control. And I'm just grinning, just going, oh my God, dude, you're revealing yourself. I see you. Narcissist, right? So it wasn't just that. It was a bunch of things. Some people have control. I think even some empaths will have control issues because you've been attacked so much. Okay, so see, that's what I'm trying to say about this whole thing. You have to understand the beast. But I promise you, when you see it and the pieces are put together, like pieces of the puzzle, it'll become super obvious. All right? So let's get back to it. So a narcissist will tell you over and over that they're an empath, or not an empath, but they're emotionally grounded. And okay, the original thing was they'll tell you over and over, we're like brothers, we're like best friends, or you're my soulmate. And they'll just constantly say this. And after a while, you're like, yeah, it got old about 6 months ago, dude. Yeah, oh, we're soulmates, we're best friends, we're like brothers, we're like family. How many times you got to say that? Why do you keep saying that? Here's why. The right brain is the social brain. It's the natural brain. You naturally say things without thinking, whereas a narcissist can't do that. And because they're not connected to their right brain and their emotions, their emotional, their heart, their solar plexus, their belly, they don't know how. They're like, well, how would you know if we're twin flames? How would you know if we're best friends or like family, like brothers, right? Well, for most of us, we can feel it, literally. The problem with narcissists is they're disconnected from their emotions and feelings, and thus they have no other way than to logically keep telling you over and over and over. And this is where narcissists start to fall apart and they don't make sense because you're looking at them like, why does he keep telling me? It's because in their world, they don't have that physical feeling. So they're like, well, I have to continue to tell them. And the rest of us are like, why are they doing this? So again, it's another piece of why they don't make sense. Right? I have to tell you. And that's what they believe. Well, I have to constantly tell you. I have to constantly. And it's also a snow job. In other words, they're lying. They're not your best friend. They don't care about you. You don't believe me? Watch all the other videos. If you know, you don't even have to. When you pop open, you'll see like, oh my God, they were saying that for fucking years. Yeah, because they want to make sure that you're in your mind. You listen to the words. Listen to the words. One of the things called Cracked Female Code is it's my course. I call it Cracked Female Code for men to learn how to understand women, relate, and get along. I'm constantly telling men like women are men's best teachers, and one of the things is women are always saying to men, actions speak louder than words. So most men go, oh, okay, so if I say something, then I got to do it. Yeah, but that's not really what she's saying. She's trying to, and they usually say it to you right before you go off to work or to deal with other people. They're saying, look, dude, just because somebody tells you something doesn't mean it's true. Pay attention to their actions. Women are the masters of indirect communication. And that's what I teach men, so you can understand them. But women are the masters because it's all about actions. Because if their husband can't watch a guy, so a guy says, I'm going to do this for you, and then they don't do it when they say they're going to do it, and they say it again, oh, I'll do it next week, and then they don't do it. Yeah, this isn't matching up. But if they say they're going to do it, and then they do it when they say they're going to do it, then it matches up. Words are meaningless, guys. I'm telling you. Ladies, you already know that. So here's the deal. When dealing with a narcissist, don't pay attention to their words. In fact, you should really do this with anyone. You should, hear the words, but then be like, okay, well, let's see. If you have a constant pattern of them not doing what they say they were going to do, that's another red flag. You're dealing with a narcissist. Okay? Let me get back to the whole system. So again, there's a lot of things about narcissists don't make sense, and one of them is they constantly feel like they got to tell you, oh, I'm an empath, I'm I'm authentic, I'm genuine, I'm your brother, I'm your soulmate, I'm your twin flame, and we're like brothers, man. And after the 100th time, you're just like, why do they keep saying that? Because they're not connected to their emotional system. They don't emotionally bond with you, so they can't feel that. And in their world, well, neither do you, but you can feel it or you can't, right? So they just have to constantly tell you. It's like a brainwashing technique. They're trying to convince you, all right? In the next video, I'm going to talk more about this emotional system and what happens when they're disconnected from it and why they do the things that they do. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. Click subscribe, click that bell, and click that all button if you want to continue to follow this video series, okay? See you guys soon.